Hello and welcome back to Anarchapulco. I'm here with Amanda Johnson, the Dash Girl. So Amanda, please tell my audience about Dash. I think many people never heard about Dash. So what is Dash?
Sure. So we are a digital currency, a digital cash, actually. And we are similar to Bitcoin, but we have several major improvements in usability. And this year, we will be the first cryptocurrency to come out with a wallet that we like to say even your mother could use, or even your grandmother could use. The reason this is important is that because currently, cryptocurrencies are rather difficult to use. And we believe that eliminating that and making something feel more like PayPal or Venmo, or I'm not sure what you use in Deutschland, but something that feels more like that, we believe will be key to adoption.
So, Amanda, tell me, what's the main difference between Bitcoin and Dash?
Sure. So there are some primary differences. First, I'll talk about what I call the foundational differences. We have a formal governance model, which is to say that we are able to make changes to our network relatively quickly. And we think that that's important because maybe one day our end users decide that they want their wallet to look a little different in this way or function a little different in that way. As a decentralized network of people all over the world, we need to find a way to agree with one another quickly so that we can push out that update to all of our users. So governance really helps there. Other differentiators would be that we're able to offer what's in cryptocurrency, what's called an instant confirmation. And we're the only one that's able to do so. What that means is that in a real person point of sale environment, say you were selling me a coffee or I was selling you a puppy, okay, we can pay one another with Dash using our smartphones, and we know that the payment is final.
Okay.
In other cryptocurrencies that don't have this ability, what can happen is that if I were a tricky enough, dishonest enough person, after you gave me the coffee, I could walk away and I could do what's called a double spend, which means I could take that money back out of your wallet and you wouldn't actually have it. And so that's a huge problem that we've solved.
Yeah, I've seen it at Bitcoin a few weeks ago. Like I sent money and it took, I think, like more than 24 hours until I got the confirmation. So you don't have it on Dash?
No. So what you're talking about is a limit in processing capacity that Bitcoin has. They don't have to have it, but they lack the governance to get rid of it. And so, as I had said before, our network has the ability to cast votes on how we want to change our software relatively quickly. We already cast a vote earlier, was it this year or last year? About a year ago, we cast a vote saying, if we start to get to the point where it looks like, oh, we might, transactions might slow down on our network, we will increase the processing capacity of our network. It's already been voted upon. There's no question about that.
Okay, great. Another question is, like you already told us about the wallet, which will come out soon. But except of your wallet, like what would you recommend to save the Dash? Because like I met a few days ago here in Acapulco, I met a guy who had like 15,000 Bitcoins and he lost most of them and he got hacked. And so what would you recommend? How should one store Dash or maybe cryptocurrency in general?
Sure. So currently this is a two-part answer. One of the second primary feature, other than instant confirmations, that allows us to function like a digital cash is the ability to make your transactions private if you want them private. Now, the only wallet which can currently offer this functionality, that is Dash Private Send, is our core wallet. It's available for download at dash.org/downloads. In the future, mobile wallets will have this capability, but currently it's just the desktop core wallet that offers it. Now, in terms of storing, I think that it's generally acknowledged throughout the industry that the most hack-proof way you can store cryptocurrency is to use what's called a hardware wallet. They're kind of funny looking if you've never seen one. I believe they'll be rather common in the future, but they're little pieces of plastic. They're little electronics that store your Dash, and they are not internet compatible, and so there's no way for an internet hacker to access the device. So the way you can spend from it is you plug the device into your computer or phone via a USB cable. And even if your phone or your computer were filled with malware, if you had keyloggers or other horrible things on your computer, your funds would still be safe on the hardware wallet. So at this time, they run between 30 and $100. That's probably something like 25 and 85 euro. If that is something that you don't yet feel comfortable with, I would say the best shot at, like, if you want to store Dash and you don't want to be able to spend it every day, you just want to know that it's secure. With the core wallet, you can take out the file that has your what's called private keys in it. It's called wallet.dat. I won't get too much into it here. If you have questions about this, I really invite you to ask them on our subreddit. Visit reddit.com/r/dashpay and ask any technical questions that you have, because there are people all over the world just dying to answer them.
Can you tell us a little bit about the price of Dash? Like, I've seen in the recent weeks it's gone up quite well. So what happened to the price? Like, why did it went up so well?
I've been asked this a couple of times, so it's given me cause to think about it. But I think there are two likely reasons. We can never really know the reason for price movements. I don't think so. It's pretty speculative. But if I had to guess, I would say the reason is twofold. First is that we pushed a very major software update on February 5th, and it includes something that is unique in the cryptocurrency space in that in the future, when we push updates, as I said, maybe our users decide they want this to be different in their wallet or this. In the past, updating a cryptocurrency it's kind of a big deal. Things can go wrong. Services can be halted, and it takes a long time to get thousands of people all over the world to update their software all at once. And so Dash's latest upgrade includes some software. It's called Sentinel. That doesn't matter, but it will make it so that our upgrades in the future can happen much faster, much easier, so that we shouldn't have to have our end users shouldn't have to experience any downtime of services. The second reason that the price may have rallied is that the software update I just mentioned to you, our transition to it has gone relatively smoothly, and that hasn't always happened for other cryptocurrency networks. And so maybe that's given people an increased feeling of confidence in our ability to deliver.
So, like what you said, so like there's a central government and Dash. You can call it a central government, right?
I guess you could call it a decentralized government in that anybody who runs a specialized node, which is to say they keep a specialized copy of our ledger of transactions, and who also performs our privacy services and our instant confirmation services, if that person is also owning 1,000 Dash that they lock into that node to prove that they have a stake, to prove that they are affected by Dash's value, they get a vote on the network. And at this time, we have around 4,400 of these specialized nodes. And so that's up to 4,400 votes that can be cast on any question on our network.
Okay.
As I had mentioned before, there was once a question of, should we increase our processing capacity if and when the need for it comes? The vote was yes. When I asked the network for treasury funds to fund my YouTube show Dash Detailed, again, they voted and the network said yes. And this is how we do things. We either vote to fund them or we vote not to fund them. And that you can get pretty much anything done that way.
Okay, great. So one last question. What's your favorite cryptocurrency except of Dash?
Except Dash. I would say probably BitShares. I looked into them for quite some time and I was attracted to, they basically found a way to make a decentralized trade marketplace on their blockchain. And so people can create sort of other tokens on BitShares that represent, you know, whatever. It could be tickets to a play, or it could be it could be stock in a company, whatever you wanted those tokens to represent. And then they can be traded on the BitShares blockchain itself. I lost interest at the point that it seemed that they were never going to be able to offer any privacy. It could be said that they have the least private network of all of them. So if there were ever a way for them to find out how to incorporate privacy into their product, it may be interesting.
Okay, great. So Amanda, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you for having me, Jens. I appreciate it.